up to 39, and we have 40 up to 49. This would be a poorly chosen set of classes, and the reason why is because our maximum of 50 was not covered. Okay, so we have to keep going no matter what. We would have to include a 50 up to 59 class, even though it's only going to include one datum. The reason why is because you have to cover all your data values. You've got to cover everything. And then last but not least, the last suggestion here is this. Classes are equal width. Classes are equal width. I mean, consider a frequency distribution with classes that are not equally spaced. Okay, so if I kind of put a partition here and here, block this off, give ourselves some room here. If we had a frequency distribution, we say our class limits classes. We'll talk about our limits here. If we said like 10 to 19 here, so this is a class width of, let's see, 19 minus 10 is 9 plus 1 is 10. And then we say, okay, so 20 to 25. And then like 26 to 27. Looks like we have a class width of this first class here. We say 20 minus 10 is 10. And that's our class width. And we say, okay, so 26 minus 20, well, we got a class width of 6. And then, our last class here, we have a class width of 2, and so this is just inappropriate, like you don't want to make your classes unequal widths because you don't tend to see, like if you look up at our original distribution up here, you don't tend to see the spread of the data as cleanly as you would want to see it. There's just one more thing I do want to mention in this video. Often, you'll have open-ended distributions. So we want to define an open-ended distribution. But an open-ended distribution, we say open-ended, contains a class that increases or decreases without bounds. So we say increases or decreases without bound. So this would be something like this. Looking up at our original distribution up here, we said 59 to 65 was our last class. We could say 66 or above. And you'll see this sometimes. This would be an open-ended distribution if I included 66 or above. Or maybe the lowest class said 23 or below. But you'll see this with like grades sometimes. Say A is like 90 to 100, and B is like 80, 89. C is 70, 79. D is 60, 69, and then F is 59 or below, or you say like age levels, you say like, teenagers in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and then like 60 or above, okay? But those are prevalent as well. But this is kind of a rundown of how to calculate class width, how to find class midpoint, and just some tips on how you want to construct a group frequency distribution. In my next video, we're going to actually construct a grouped frequency distribution from raw data.